Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a first impressions video midnight alpha on Affliction lock. So like the first impressions video, just I want to make a quick reminder that I'm primarily PvPer, so that's going to be that from that point of view. So with that out of the way, let's dive right into this. So first thing I want to say first, the words are hard, is that everybody's been really excited for Affliction Warlock and Midnight. So I've been hearing nonstop about it. Everybody's been whispering about it, talking about it on stream. So you guys would want me to make a video on it. So let's dive right into the talents. So let's go over the icons that look like engineering icons first. Curse of Exhaustion already in game, so I'm not sure why it's not implemented. Curse of Tongues, same thing. Not sure why it's not in the game, but it's we already have that on live. Improved Mortal Coil, which this one's new. Casting Mortal Coil grants Soul Leech to 1% of your maximum health. So, which speaking of which, Mortal Coil does no longer share a nod with Howl of Terror, and instead, Howl of Terror now shares with Shadow's Fury, which is interesting. So, I have a feeling as a PvPer, we'll probably go more into Shadow's Fury just because, for those that don't know, DRs are getting nerfed next expansion, so you only, say, for example, be able to fear somebody twice instead of 3 times. So I have a feeling that people will probably go like Mortal Coil and Shadow's Fury, so they can just like Mortal Coil into a stun, then fear, so that it doesn't DR that way, you know what I mean? So I have a feeling that's probably the route they can go. Although at the end of the day, Howl of Terror is still nice to get melee off you and so on and so forth. But yeah, so regardless, Howl of Terror and Shadow's Fury do share a nod now. There's also a bunny icon shared with Dark Fury, which I'm assuming the bunny icon will be something that helps Howl of Terror out. So they just haven't implemented yet. So unfortunately, that hasn't been implemented yet. Another new talent, Blight of Weakness. Call forth a cloud of cloying shadow mist that envelops the target and all enemies within 10 yards, increasing the time between their attacks by 100% and reducing the critical strike chance by 10% for 12 seconds. Overall, I don't see this being that amazing for PvP. I feel like it's more for PvE. Could be something nice for, I don't know, something with like Eye of the Storm where everybody's just stacked in the middle. But overall, I just don't see it being that amazing for PvP. But yeah, it's more like a PvE talent in my opinion. Another new talent, Frequent Traveler. Reduces the cast time of your Demonic Gateway by 0.5 seconds, but if you run Soul Burn like I usually always do, Gateway will be instant anyway, so it's not really a huge deal for that part, but you can now use Demonic Gateways twice before triggering a cooldown, which is huge. So Lock seems like it will have more mobility this expansion, and plus, for me personally, I always use Gateway Mastery, which increases its range by 20 yards and reduces the cast time, which that doesn't matter, and reduces the time how much you can use Gateway. Because Gateway is already such a freaking long cooldown, but with this talent, you can make it go so freaking far. And apparently, I can't use that here. Really? Well, whatever. Regardless, here, let me see if I can go down. Can I use it down? Maybe I can go down here and use it. I don't know why I can't use it there. It's no sense. Oh wow, you just can't use Gateway in general. Okay, so I mean it's alpha, we'll send a bug report after I'm done with the video. But regardless, overall, the new Gateway change I think looks really, really good. So I'm pretty excited for that. Foulmouth. Casting Curse of Exhaustion, Tongues, or Weakness now curses all enemies within 10 yards of the target. So this one's also looks like another huge one if I'm understanding right. So if you combine this with the talent Jinx, which Jinx, for anybody that doesn't play Affliction in PvP, casting a curse now automatically applies corruption and agony to your target. So watch this. So if I just put, like, since I only have Curse of Weakness right now because the other ones aren't here, we put that on, it automatically applies corruption and agony, or in my case, wither, because I'm playing the hero talent tree right now. But yeah, it automatically applies that. And if I'm understanding correctly, with Foulmouth, if it automatically applies whatever curse you just put on, like exhaustion, tongues, or weakness, it should automatically post those on the other targets. So I don't know if it's gonna be work that way or if they're not gonna do it or not. But if I apply like Curse of Weakness, for example, with this talent, and it applies it to the other targets, I wonder if Jinx will automatically get put on it automatically, because if it does, that would be huge. So you don't even have to waste time just dotting everything up. You just pop like you pop your Curse of Exhaustion if there's a bunch of melee stacked, and then boom, they just have all the dots on them. So if that's how I'm understanding it, I feel like that'd be pretty huge. But let me know in the comment section if I'm just over if I'm misunderstanding it. So. Infernal Ben, a Dark Pact also shields your primary demon at 50% effectiveness, which nobody's gonna use this. It's not even that good. I don't even think it's good for PvE. Maybe for like questing, and that's it. Or maybe you want a pet tanks a boss to save the day or something. I honestly don't know. But I just don't see this being good. You can just health funnel and save your pet anyways. I don't know. I don't see it being that amazing. So this is kind of a worthless talent. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the left side of the talent tree. Overall, I am pretty hyped for Frequent Traveler, and depending on if Foulmouth is how I envisioned it, I think this will be a huge talent as well. Let's go over hero talents next. Wrath of the Wild Shaper just increases your Unstable Affliction and Seed of Corruption, and it's doubled while Malevolence is active, which is going to be pretty nice for Unstable Afflictions. Double Fruit, periodic damage has a chance. Periodic damage with Wither has a chance to grant you Malevolence, which is actually pretty huge, considering the fact that Malevolence gets you those, stacks as well as grants you haste. So that would be pretty nice. Malevolence grants an additional 4% haste, so you'll get even more haste, and when cast, increases the stack count of Withers to 2 stack, so more damage. Now for the right side, Succulent Soul Consumed has a chance to unleash a demonic soul within you to enabling it to assault your enemies, which I think this is a thing on live if I remember right, because I remember one of those things just DPSing people, and it hit really hard on live, so we'll see how hard it hits on alpha. Unfortunately, it's not yet implemented, as you guys can see, so it's not in the game yet. Shared Vessel, which increases your mastery by 4%, and then this effect is doubled when the guy is out helping you out, so it'll be 8%. And then Eternal Hunger increases the duration of the Manifested Avarice by 5 seconds and increases damage by 10%. So all of these new ones are just basically helping you out. It's kind of like the same thing with the Evoker, for example. They're bringing like all these other stuff and making it into the hero talent tree. Like Devastation Evoker, which I did a video on, is a good example. They brought the squad from their tier into the hero talent tree. So it's just kind of like one example. But yeah, that's pretty much the new talents for the hero talent trees in both Hellcaller and Soul Harvester. Now, let's go over the right side of the talent tree. One of the new talents is just a standard haste increase, and another one is another standard mastery increase. I've noticed they've been adding more of those into talent trees. A few specs that I've looked at pretty much have just your standard increase for your stats, so just, standard increase stats. A new talents, Dark Harvest. I believe this is replacing Soul Harvest. So Soul Harvest is gone and is now Dark Harvest. And what this does is it just consumes the life force of each target affected by your damaging periodic effects. And by the way, if you are playing Soul Harvester, you're going to have to run this talent, because one of the final things it says your Dark Harvest spell is empowered by a demonic entity within you, causing you to grant 1 soul shard and each contain a soul every 1 second, all channeled. So if you're going to play Soul Harvester, you're going to have to run Dark Harvest. No ifs, ands, or buts. You just have to run it. And then it also heals you for 50% of the damage done. And then there's a talent that buffs it, increasing its damage by 10%. And when Dark Harvest deals damage, it extends the duration of your agony and corruption unstable affliction. So let me show you guys what this looks like real quick. We'll just dot these guys up. And then we cast Dark Harvest, which you guys can see is the channeled ability. And that's basically short and sweet what it does. Some other new talents. Nocturnal Yield increases the corruption damage by 10%, and Nightfall has a chance to make your Seed of Corruption cost no soul shards and cast instantly. Which the only thing that's really useful for a PvPer with this talent is increasing corruption damage. But will it be worth it to use it for PvP over a different talent? Who knows? But it's one of the newer talents right now. For the right side, these also increase the damage of your Seed Corruptions. This one increases the damage of your Seed Corruption and its host by 50%. And your Seed of Corruption now puts demons to nearby. Now embeds demon seeds into two additional nearby enemies at 50% effectiveness, which these are going to be more like PvE instead of PvP. So These two are already in the game on live, so don't need to see those. Shard Instability. Damage dealt by your Shardable has a 20% chance to make your unstable affliction cost no shards and cast instantly. So you can make your unstable affliction pretty much instantly with your Shardable. Ravenous Afflictions, critical strike chance from your Agony, Wither, unstable affliction have a chance to grant Nightfall. So that way you can just instant cast your Shadow Bolt and, you know, all that fun stuff. And then last but not least, everybody's been excited that Malefic Rapture is gone. But now we have this new talent, Malefic Grasp. And what this does is whenever you get Nightfall, your Shadow Bolt gets changed into Grasp. And what this does is it binds a target into Twilight Shadow, dealing such and such damage over 3.4 seconds. When Malefic Grasp deals damage, it causes all of your other periodic effects to instantly deal 30% of their normal periodic damage. So let me spec out a Dark Harvest, for example, and get these two talents to show you guys what this does. So you change the talents, and then we wait to get Nightfall. Now we have Nightfall now, and then we use it, and it's basically kind of like a Drain Soul type of thing. I don't know if this will really be worth it, because I feel like there's a bunch of other talents that are better, but overall, this would probably be something you might use as Hell Color, because with Soul Harvester, you would switch these out probably for like Dark Harvest and Cold of the Week. But overall, this is not an Affliction guide or anything. But yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking. So, but yeah, that's what it does. Overall, I'm not really too impressed with it. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Now, for the other talents, Fatal Echoes. When Unstable Affliction expires, it has an 8% chance to reapply itself, which is actually pretty huge. We'll go over the reason why in a little bit after we're done with these talents. But yeah, so. Also, one other thing, looks like Haunt got moved over here now, and improved Haunt is over under it as well. Which they do want you to get Haunt this expansion, by the way, because of the Apex talent, which we'll go over in a little bit. Cloying Power. Each enemy affected with your Unstable Affliction increases all damage you deal by 4%. So more damage, always pretty nice. Cascading Calamity. Casting Unstable Affliction on a target affected by your Unstable Affliction increases your haste. So the more Unstable Afflictions you do on one target, which again we'll go over later, it's a huge change with Unstable Affliction. Increases your haste, so you get more haste. Soul Miser. Casting Unstable Affliction on a target who is not already affected by Unstable Affliction has a 25% chance to refund the Soul Shards. So, if you cast Unstable Affliction on a target when that isn't affected with Unstable Affliction, you'll get a shard back, basically. So, that's pretty nice. Now, let's go over Apex talents, which is supposedly the big thing this expansion. Haunt now summons a demonic soul from within the Twisting Nether to haunt your target. Soul is unstable and ravenous, dealing shadow damage to its host and on 3 nearby enemies within 10 yards, suffering from corruption over its duration. So yeah, this is what I mean. They want you to have Haunt. So let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of like all these talents. I can show you guys real quick what they all do. So basically, let's go ahead and use real quick. So we use Haunt, and it doesn't look like it really did anything. I got like 22 stacks there though. Haunt now causes a demonic soul from a Twisting Nether to haunt your target. The soul is unstable and ravenous, dealing shadow damage to its host and 3 nearby enemies within 10 yards, suffering from gear corruption. Let me try that one more time. It doesn't look like it did really much of anything, or maybe I'm just misunderstanding it. Well, let's go ahead and leave. We'll come back to that later. Shadow of Nathariza increases the initial damage of your Haunt by 100%, and Haunt's damage, and the Haunt increases damage dealt to a host by 4%. So more Haunt damage. So yeah, you probably want improved Haunt as well, because it'll increase the damage of Haunt as well. So it looks like Haunt's gonna be your hardest hitting ability, is my guess. So you're definitely going to want improved Haunt, most likely. Shadow of Narissa. Damage dealt by Haunt has a chance to release the demonic soul haunting its host, casting a fell claw and carrion swarm over 12 seconds before being banished back to Nathria. Fell claws carved into a target. Carrion swarm unleashes a horde of bats to assault the enemies. I don't think these are working yet, because it didn't look like it was working. Yeah, I'm not seeing the. I think it's supposed to be summoned or anything, but a lot of things are bugged right now on alpha. So if it is supposed to do something, I don't know. Either way, let me know in the comment section if I'm doing it, seeing it wrong. But yeah, I'm a little bit confused on that. But yeah, so now let's go over the big change this expansion. So as you guys know, Malefic Rapture, whatever it's called, is gone, and that was the spell you would use when you got nothing to do. So from what it's looking like here, we can cast Unstable Affliction. We can cast up to 5 Unstable Afflictions at once, and we can even overlap them. So you can either use Unstable Afflictions on multiple targets, or you can just cast Unstable Affliction on one target, uh, and it would stack up to 5 times. And when the time does go low, the stack seems to go lower as well, from what I've seen. Yeah, because it does, because it went down to 2 stacks at like 3 seconds, and then the last one had like 1 stack left at 1 second. So they don't all go off at the same time. So they just kind of like all like, let me go like watch the stacks at the top left, and you can see it's at 3 stacks right now, and then once it gets down to right about now, it's down to 2, and then now it's down to 1 stack. So that appears to be how it works. I'm not sure how to feel about this change though, but I guess it's pretty nice. Some locks are pretty excited for it. But yeah, that's pretty much the new change about Affliction. So as for the filler, I assume you just are gonna be casting Shadow Bolts now instead of Rapture, so I assume that's probably going to be the filler. Like, short of like maintaining your dots on all your targets like usual, that's nothing new. You'll just be popping Unstable Afflictions on either your main target and just stack them, or Unstable Afflictions on off targets as well. So it really depends, I guess, on the situation what you're going to do. And short of that, obviously you're going to want to haunt your kill target as well. And then, that's pretty much it. So the main thing that's changed for DPS rotation wise is the fact that you can spam Unstable Afflictions on kill targets now, or on multiple targets. And then Shadow Bolts is probably your filler ability when you got nothing left to do. And that seems to be the rotation. My first impressions of Affliction, I do play Affliction. It's actually one of the 2 warlock specs I enjoy. It's probably my second favorite warlock spec personally. Overall, I'm not sure how to feel about this. It's probably gonna take some getting used to for me, but I'm sure there's a lot of warlock. Like I said, everybody's been excited for a warlock, so overall, it might take some getting used to for me. But I'm not sure what to think about it right now. I don't feel like the rotation doesn't feel as amazing to me, but I know I might upset some warlock players by saying that. But overall, I'm not really too impressed with the rotation with Affliction. But maybe it's just one of those things that are growing me. I do love Affliction, like I said, personally. It's my second favorite Warlock spec, and I play it quite often on my channel. So maybe we'll see. But as of right now, there's a few talents I'm definitely pretty excited for. I will say that. There's a few talents I'm definitely excited for. But the rotation-wise, I'm not too impressed with it so far. But there's also a few other specs that I haven't been impressed with. The printing has just been something else. So I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of the Affliction Warlock changes. Are you happy with Warlock right now? Are you not happy with Warlock? I'd be interested to hear your guys' opinions. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.